Hey everyone, this is not a technical video. This is my kind of looking back on 2020 and then thinking about my plan for 2021. So there's nothing technical, it's not a technical overview. This is more kind of my personal what's been going on and what do I want to do. And there's really two aspects of this. I can think about there's kind of a personal side of life and a professional side of life. But to both of those, I've really this year tried to focus on kind of those 5 rules. You probably heard me talk about them a lot in different things, but I think it's huge and it helps me with everything I do. Always think about people at the start of the year have New Year's resolutions. That's really about thinking about, well, what's my vision? Where do I want to be? And so there's always that find your vision. Don't think small, have big goals. Don't be afraid to fail. Everyone fails, but we get up and we try again. So it's okay to fail. We only truly fail if we give up. So think big, ignore the naysayers. Who cares what other people think? Tons of times I create videos and someone says, oh, your accent's bad or blah, 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 or I don't care. I don't know who they are. Pick who you admire and respect. And sure, I listen to those people. I can count them on one hand. Everyone else, I don't really care. So ignore the naysayers. You've got your vision, you're thinking big. Who cares if other people don't believe in you? Believe in yourself. But you have to work for it. So you work your butt off, but give something back. That's really what I've doubled down on in 2020. It was all about kind of my YouTube channel as a way to give something back. They say there's no advertising on my channel. I don't make no money from it. It's my passion project. It's my hobby. I enjoy creating the content and just trying to help other people. It's very rewarding when people say, hey, I passed this exam, or hey, I now understand this. This is a big part of me giving something back. And so on a professional side, I actually started a new role at the end of 2019 that was already work from home. And so the coronavirus didn't really change a lot about my role. I was already working from home. So that's actually gone great. I've had a great 2020 at work. I created a lot of new courses on Pluralsight. So if I think about making a living, that's kind of my day job. And then at Pluralsight, at the evenings, at weekends, I create a lot of content on Pluralsight. A lot of them for 2020 were part of this Microsoft partnership. And then at the end of 2020, sort of October, November, December, I created a lot of new courses around the Architect Expert and the DevOps Expert certifications. So that was a lot of fun. Helps me learn as well by digging into those things so I can create courses on them. So a lot of success there, good stuff. I really, again, because I was now working from home, I had more time. I really doubled down on my YouTube channel. So I actually set up a little studio at home. I used to create my videos at various screens around the office. Well, that wasn't really practical anymore. So originally I set up a little 55-inch Dell display with a little nook in the pool room upstairs. And then when my oldest son went to college, I actually set up in the spare room and I got this bigger touch screen. If you're interested in the setup, I have a separate video on that on the channel. And it makes it a lot easier to create new content. I don't have to mess around setting up the lights now in the pool room. It's just always set up and I can come and create a video really whenever I feel like it. And as I mentioned, I have a separate video. People always ask, well, what's the setup? I have a playlist about setup. You can kind of see it there. And really for 2020, my focus was all around, I now do this weekly Azure infrastructure update. I post it every Sunday. Here's everything that's happened in the last week around kind of the Azure infrastructure and identity space. I created a 12-part Azure masterclass. It's about 20 hours of content. I did a GitHub repo for it as well, where I have all the sort of example files that I use in the course, but I also have a link to all of the other videos I've created that would apply to the various modules. So that was a huge amount of time. I have a PowerShell masterclass. I have a lot of deep dive videos around sort of AKS and Express Route overview videos. And then I created some certification focused content like AZ900, MS900, the DP900, and just thinking about certification. And a lot of people have kind of posted, hey, this was helpful, so that was great. And I also did some virtual mentoring videos that really came from a number of people would ping me and say, hey, would love for you to mentor me. And that's a huge honor and a privilege. something I just don't have time to do. I have my day job, I have my floor site, I create my YouTube content, I have a family, I have my own hobbies, which I'll talk about in a sec. I honestly don't have time to start virtually mentoring people. Unfortunately, it's just something I can't commit to. And so I create some videos about how I think about things. If I actually go to my YouTube channel, so one of the things, I got a lot of new subscribers. I'm at like 37 odd thousand now, which is great. But I have a whole bunch of playlists. So if you actually go to the channel NTFAQ guy, here you can kind of see all those various playlists. And I have ones around the certification. I have all the prep videos. I have kind of my setup area, virtual mentoring playlist where I talk about how I think about things, that Azure Masterclass, the PowerShell Masterclass, just general things. And again, on that Azure Masterclass, if I go to that, you can actually see I link in that to the GitHub repo. In the GitHub repo, that's where I kind of go through, well, there's the link to the videos of each one, and then a link to other videos I'm kind of updating, and update the code repo as well, and with things that help you kind of go deeper if you're interested. So that was kind of a big focus area for me. So the highlights for me were I got a lot of new subscribers. That was awesome. I got a lot of great interaction, lots of comments and feedback, which I love. And a lot of people passed their certifications, and they would ping me and say, hey, thanks. And that's obviously a great feeling for me, where people are being successful and learning new things because of the content I'm putting out there. So that's always nice. And really just help people embrace Azure and PowerShell and other things. So for 2021, looking ahead, really for me on the YouTube side, it's going to be more of the same. Whatever people are interested in, what I'm interested in, again, this is my passion project. This is my hobby. I don't do this. I don't make money. I don't put adverts in the videos. This is me enjoying all the equipment. This is all out of my own pocket because it's fun for me. I like doing this stuff. So I'll create content about what I want to create content about. But I'm probably going to have more certification prep summaries. That's kind of everyone's asking about, well, can you do a summary for this? I'm probably going to do the AI 900 next, and then I'll start maybe doing the security ones and some of the other data ones, maybe the DevOps, etc. More around Kubernetes. I'm finding that fun. I'm spending more and more time learning. I've gone from kind of IaaS VMs to the container side. It's pretty more on the Kubernetes, but just anything I think is useful. So that's kind of professional. On the personal side, I was very fortunate. No one in my family was directly affected by the coronavirus, so that was awesome. Obviously, we're all kind of hunkered in at home all the time. My oldest son is off to college now, most of it virtual. We got a second Yorkie poo, so we had Ollie, and now we got Eddie. And really, this is why I can't get any work done. As you can kind of see here, if I just try and relax in the family room, Ollie permanently wants back scratches, and if he doesn't get them, he hits me until I give him more back scratches. Now, my big hobby outside of technology is the Ironman events, fitness, training. And I had huge plans for 2020. So this was an original kind of video that I did last year about my 2020 plans. And I was going to do 5 Ironmans, Texas, St. George, Tulsa, Mont Tremblant, and then finishing in Kona, the Ironman World Championship, because this was my year, 2020, as part of the Legacy program. Once you've done 12 Ironmans, and I'm currently at 15, you get to go to Kona. And again, an Ironman is that 2.4 mile swim, 112 mile bike ride, and then a 26.2 mile full marathon. And I was also going to do the Dallas Spartan Ultra. Well, what actually happened is none of that. Obviously, coronavirus cancelled all my events. I also, at the start of March, lost all of my gym access. I didn't really have anything at home. I had my tri-bike, but nothing to put it on. Fortunately, I kind of saw something may happen, so I bought a training station I could put my bike on, but I had no real weights. I had a 30-pounder and a 50-pounder and a Darth Vader kettlebell, 70-pounder. That was it, nothing else. So when all this started, I had to kind of switch to try and using bands because you couldn't buy any weights. Then over time, I managed to accrue equipment. I did a virtual Spartan Ultra, which was where you kind of did a 30-mile run and then 60 sets of different exercises. Then I did a virtual half Ironman, And then I actually did the virtual full Ironman a couple of months ago for Cure Childhood Cancer. So that was, you went and did a run, and then I did a 112-mile Kona course with the hills and everything on my bike setup, and then I did a 26.2-mile run outside. But really it was all about sadness and weight gain. My goal for January is to lose the kind of weight I put on over 2020, especially those first few months from March to July. I couldn't really train much. Like everyone else, I put on the Corona, was it 10 pounds? But I do actually now have, my single garage has been turned into a gym. I have pretty much every bit of equipment I need to work out. And so I'm kind of back into doing my regular training, which is awesome. Back to myself again. And so 2021, the plan. Texas full, end of April. Then maybe the Dallas Ultra Marathon. That was supposed to be in December, but it's been postponed. That's the weekend after the Texas full though. So I don't know how physically able I'll be to do that. Normally you need to let your body recover and also your heart recover from an Ironman. It's a big stress on the body. So we'll see. The Texas full, end of May. The Coeur d'Alene full, end of June. Mont Tremblant full, so it's up in Canada, end of August. And then Kona, end of October, well, beginning of October, hopefully. So if everything goes to plan, 16, 17, 18, so 16, 17, 18, that'll be my 20th Ironman, which was always my goal. Kona to be my 20th. And then also the Spartan Ultra in Dallas is now rescheduled for a few weeks after Kona. So this would be my 20th, hopefully. So that's my ultimate goal for 2021. To try and get 5 full Ironmans done. And then I'll get my little shark tattoo. Sort of the Polynesian style has always been my thing once I do the Kona Ironman. And hopefully the coronavirus will allow these things to happen. And my goal for Kona is 12 hours. I've never got close to 12 hours. My current PR is 12 hours, 41 and something. I'm slow. I'm not fast. I'm the turtle, but I get there in the end. So I need to kind of really work on stuff. My daily routine hasn't really changed that much for coronavirus. I get up a little bit later. So now I can get up at 3. So I wake up at 3. I start training at 3:30. Generally 90 minutes cardio, 90 minutes weight training. Cardio alternates really between bike an elliptical machine. Wednesdays I do a longer bike. And then I start work at 7. 11 o'clock I take a lunch, walk the dogs. 11:30 working again. 5 o'clock have dinner with the family. 5:30 work for a bit more, my courses, whiteboards. 7 o'clock is family time. I go to bed at 8. So that's every single day. Saturday I still tend to get up about 3. And I do my Ironman training. So that might be a 5.5 hour bike ride, then maybe a run, and then some weight training. Sunday, I don't do anything. Sunday, there's no physical training, but I work from kind of 4. I still probably get up at 4. I don't set an alarm, but I just wake up. From 4 to about 3 p.m., I work on my projects, my whiteboards, planning out YouTube videos, pluralsight courses, whatever I'm doing. So that's kind of where I am and what's been going on. Closing thoughts. I mean, for me, it works very well. Remember those 5 rules, having that vision, thinking big, ignoring the naysayers. Work your butt off and give something back. And again, that having the vision might be your New Year's resolutions. So that's great. Think about your goals. You have to be willing to put in the work. And obviously, I've got goals around Ironman and YouTube and work. Also, one of my more fun goals is I've never been able to solve a Rubik's Cube. So I bought myself a Rubik's Cube, and by the end of 2021, I'm going to be able to finally do the Rubik's Cube. Last night I managed to do one side and get the side, but no clue how to do the rest of it without messing up the one side I could actually do. And start practicing piano again. That's something I want to do. But find your vision, work towards it, give something back, stay positive. We look at the news, it's full of misery. The news is a business. They're incented to kind of make things crappy, honestly. So you want to stay current, understand what's going on. So maybe watch it for a couple of minutes, then put it away. Focus on positive things. Don't waste time mulling over everyone else's negativity. Focus on what you want to do, achieve. Make sure you take some you time, have some family time. I think I'm trying to focus on more is the family time. be physically and mentally well. Invest in those things, invest in you. Be willing to ask for help. Everyone needs help sometimes. If people are very negative towards you, they're probably struggling with something. Um, so maybe reach out. Hey, is there something? Is there something I can help you with? But don't be afraid to ask for help yourself. So never be afraid to ask for that help. And that's really it. So that's my where I kind of have been in 2020, where I want to go in 2021. Um, I wish everyone the best of luck. Again, find your vision and invest in yourself and go for that. Take care.